The NHL season is well underway, with exciting developments, trades, signings, and significant moves shaping up teams across the league. Players like Jake Oettinger, Alexis Lafreniere, and Linus Ullmark signed extensions early this season. At the same time, other stars, including Igor Shesterkin, Mikko Rantanen, Mitch Marner, John Tavares, and Brock Boeser, are still eligible for future extensions. We will see more trades and moves ahead as teams build for a Stanley Cup run or set up long-term strategies. A few key dates to watch include the holiday roster freeze in December, the Four Nations face-off in February, and the trade deadline in early March. On November 11th, Calgary Flames forward Anthony Mantha was ruled out for the season due to ACL surgery after a knee injury on November 5th. Mantha, who had 7 points this season, signed a one-year deal and could have been a trade target. Meanwhile, the Colorado Avalanche placed goaltender Kaapo Kähkönen on waivers. The Pittsburgh Penguins made waves on November 9th, recalling veteran goalie Tristan Jarry from the minors after a stint in the AHL. He'll join Alex Nedeljkovic and rookie Joel Blomqvist, giving Pittsburgh 3 goalies on the roster for now. The Penguins also sent forward Matt Nieto on a conditioning loan, and the Flyers scratched rookie Matvei Michkov for a second consecutive game. On November 8th, the Seattle Kraken traded for forward Daniel Sprong from the Vancouver Canucks. Sprong, a former Kraken player who scored 21 goals for Seattle 2 seasons ago, may provide the needed offensive boost. The same day, Los Angeles Kings forward Tanner Jeannot received a 3-game suspension for an illegal check to the head of Canucks Brock Boeser. November 7th brought some early struggles for Flyers rookie Matvei Michkov, who head coach John Tortorella made a healthy scratch. Michkov has shown potential with 10 points in 13 games, but his recent performance could be more consistent. San Jose Sharks fans celebrated the return of number 1 overall draft pick Macklin Celebrini from an injury on November 4th. After missing 12 games due to a re-injured hip, Celebrini is expected to provide the Sharks with fresh energy. In other news, Colorado's Valeri Nichushkin was cleared to practice after a suspension, and Blues defenseman Philip Broberg was ruled out for 4 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury. On October 30th, the San Jose Sharks acquired defenseman Timothy Liljegren from the Toronto Maple Leafs in a trade. San Jose sent back Matt Benning, a 3rd-round pick and a 6th-round pick, as they continue to focus on younger players for a rebuild. A day earlier, Utah traded for defenseman Olli Mantha from the Detroit Red Wings to stabilize their defense. Other notable moves this season included the Islanders placing Matthew Barzal and Adam Pelech on injured reserve on October 28th, as well as a multi-year extension for Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman Jake McCabe, who re-signed for 5 years with an annual average value of $4.51 million. Additionally, the Rangers signed Alexis Lafreniere to a 7-year extension, locking in their 2020 number 1 overall pick. Lafreniere has shown steady progress, with a strong season start. With the season just getting started, trades, injuries, and signings will continue to shape teams' paths toward the playoffs. As teams navigate these developments, each decision counts for those aiming for a Stanley Cup run or building for the future. The New Jersey Devils will welcome defensemen Brett Pesce and Luke Hughes back to their lineup on October 24th for their game against the Detroit Red Wings. Pesce, signed as a free agent, has been recovering from surgery on a broken leg, while Hughes is returning from a shoulder injury. Hughes was a Calder Trophy finalist last season, leading all rookies in power play points. Their return is well-timed, as the Devils have allowed 14 goals in their previous 2 games. The New York Islanders took a blow, with forward Anthony Duclair, lower body, expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Los Angeles activated goalie Darcy Kuemper, loaning Phoenix Copley to the AHL, and Colorado sent Kaapo Kähkönen to the AHL on a conditioning assignment. On October 23rd, Utah's defense took a hit as Sean Durzi and John Marino were ruled out long-term after surgery. Durzi is expected to miss 4 to 6 months after shoulder surgery, while Marino will be out for 3 to 4 months due to back surgery. Utah, which added Mikhail Sergachev and Ian Cole in the offseason, will need to rely on its remaining defense. The Blues also have injury concerns, with forward Robert Thomas out with a fractured ankle. On October 22nd, the Florida Panthers extended head coach Paul Maurice's contract after his 2-year playoff success. Maurice led the team to a Stanley Cup victory last season with a franchise record 29 playoff wins. The Blues signed forward Jake Neighbors to a 2-year, $7.5 million contract extension the same day. On October 17th, Dallas Stars goaltender Jake Oettinger secured his future, signing an 8-year, $66 million contract extension set to begin next season. His $8.25 million cap hit matches the recent deals of Jeremy Swayman and Linus Ullmark. Florida Panthers star Matthew Tkachuk has been sidelined due to illness since October 14th, with the team eyeing an October 22nd return. Captain Alexander Barkov, injured earlier in the season, is also expected to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. The season began with injuries impacting key players. On October 12th, Florida Panthers captain Alexander Barkov was expected to miss time following a leg injury, though he remains on track to join the Global Series games in Finland on November 1st to 2nd. The Sharks' Macklin Celebrini also landed on injured reserve with a lower body injury after sustaining an injury in training camp. Despite this, he scored a goal and an assist in the season opener. In goaltender moves on October 11th, the Colorado Avalanche claimed Kaapo Kähkönen off waivers from the Winnipeg Jets after a challenging season opener. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Wild promoted their young goaltender, Jesper Wallstedt, to join Philip Gustafsson and Marc-Andre Fleury. The Tampa Bay area's recovery from Hurricane Milton postponed the October 10th game between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Amalie Arena emerged undamaged primarily, but nearby Tropicana Field suffered significant roof damage. The Columbus Blue Jackets lost their captain, Boone Jenner, to a shoulder injury, announced on October 10th. He could miss up to 6 months following surgery, marking a significant setback for the team's leadership. Goalie contracts also marked the season start. On October 9th, Linus Ullmark received a 4-year, $33 million extension from the Ottawa Senators, while Seattle's Joey Daccord signed a 5-year, $25 million extension. Lastly, New York Rangers goaltender Igor Shesterkin declined an 8-year, $88 million contract extension on October 8th. The two sides reportedly remain far apart in negotiations, and Shesterkin seems prepared to wait it out. The Florida Panthers also made moves after their season-opening win, announcing an 8-year extension with Carter Verhaeghe worth a reported $56 million. As the season progresses, injuries, trades, and signings will shape each team's quest for the Stanley Cup or its rebuilding phase.